Welcome back, fam. Good to have you guys here. Happy Sunday. Chart could look better. But it's good to be back. I had a little fun this weekend, but now it's time to get back to the charts. And it seems there's been some stuff going on here. We have a few things to talk about. Looks like Opensea's having some issues again. Obviously, tensions globally with certain countries, Russia, Ukraine, United States, etc., leaving markets a little spooked. I think it's safe to say no one is comfortable in an uncertain position like this, regardless of what is going to happen, whose fault things is, etc. Global unrest, not really confidence building, and markets likely reflecting that. We're going to see CME open. Yeah, CME will open, in 11 minutes? Data's 10 minutes lagged, so we won't get it for another, extra 10 minutes. We have the weekly wrapping up here. Take a look at that as well. We got a lot to go. Over. I also have the r/cryptocurrency podcast tonight at 6 p.m. East. So I'll have to jump off before then. Join us there. It's live on the Reddit. It's the official podcast of the r/cryptocurrency subreddit. It's good stuff. Whew, great to be back. I'm still kind of nursing a hangover. Feeling a little better. But you know what makes me feel best? Let's zoom out. Let's take a peek. Here. February, looking like a crappy month so far. Trading all the way up to the open of January, selling back off. This is a weird candle. You can see what's interesting about this monthly with about a week to go. We're right about where we opened. And I don't know if it's just me. You guys are probably feeling it too. What's up, Ryan Brewington? Somehow it alerted. I don't know if it's just me, but this kind of sideways, grindy, bleedy price action, it does something weird to your head where you perceive price going lower than it actually has. Like it feels like we're at a multi-year low, right? Because it's just been so painful. But we haven't traded as low as January, so I mean, I'm not going to say that's bullish, but it's just something to be aware of. Our minds like to kind of latch on to things, and that's why we zoom out. Quarterly, going to be looking similar. We can see our order block we talked about in a previous live. Not looking so hot. There is about 45 days left. So in the next 45 days, can we trade back up to 44 or 46 and close? Sure. Quarterly support, we've tested. We've talked about it, 35K. Still sitting there, doing its thing. Not going to go over all the indicators, but quarterly, Ichimoku Cloud, we are resting on the TK and KJ, acting as support. Closing a monthly below those is very ugly. Very, very ugly, and my fingers are crossed it does not happen. Let's zoom it into the week. Here we are. This is where the ugly is, right? Let's make these red for resistance. Done. What an ugly 2 weeks, man. I'm ready for some excitement. Some of you maybe are excited by this. I don't know. If you sold, you're waiting for lower, it might be exciting, but guys, we've been in the same range. That's why I made that thumbnail. This has just been the same range, like forever. It's so boring. 280 days. It's been about 280 days since we hit 65K in April, fell down to 28, went back to 69. Now we've come back to 30, 33. This is very much sideways. I will say, I will say this, that is not very bull market-ish, right? Bull market-ish, we typically expect explosive, high volatility moves. We're not really seeing that. We're seeing crab ways. We're seeing a crab market. It doesn't really fit the picture of a bear market either. It's odd. A bear market, we would expect to see lower highs, a flat bottom with lower highs. That can still paint out. That's not out of possibility. Not making that claim. We would expect something more like this, though. Something more like that. Probably another little bounce and then a fall. That would be very bear market Bitcoin-ish. Something like that. It hasn't happened. At the moment, we've only had one higher high, and we can't really say this low is in. But so far, that's all it is. It's just like the thumbnail. This is what we're seeing. So far, just a channel. It's odd. It's odd. In my opinion, like I just said, in all fairness, this is not typical of a bull market, not really typical of a bear market yet. It has the structure to become that, but it isn't yet. This doesn't really look like much in Bitcoin. We haven't really seen this, especially after the growth we saw in 2020. This is very unusual. That doesn't necessarily mean bad or good. My hunch, this has been my hunch, is this chart is waiting for something. There's a lot going on right now in the world. We started with that. There's a lot of global unrest, a lot of financial market unrest. We're seeing that in Canada. There's every reason, and there's every reason to be skeptical. There is. But there's so many reasons, there's so many things that could be hinging what this chart is waiting for. I, of course, being impermeable, think it's waiting for something to push it to the upside, right? No surprise to anyone here. But that argument can be made in the other way. There's some kind of news this market's waiting on to see it move down farther. Sure. My speculations on that, though, physical ETF. I honestly have said this for, God, it's been like a year now, but not quite a year, is this market could very much be waiting on a physical ETF. And it's just going to keep doing this until it comes. That could be it. What's going on in Canada? We're seeing countries, people, normies, non-coiners see the value in self-custody. Turns out people are, oh, why do we need security? Why do we need blah, blah, on our monetary policy? Well, for exactly this. We didn't really have the same examples until this year, but people, even outside of the crypto realm, are waking up to this. Being in control of your finance, being in control of your money is very important and is only going to become more important as we move forward. I think that's obvious. That could be a macro thing we're waiting for. We could be waiting for the Ukraine-Russia thing to pan out in either direction. It would be very Bitcoin-esque to wait until one of these very large global issues resolves, whether it's positive or negative, and then to see Bitcoin take advantage of that unrest, of that chaos, and make its move after 280 days of making its weight. I think it's ETF. And I was wrong, I'll admit again. I thought we'd have a physical ETF by the end of last year. It didn't happen. I believe that about this year. And I'm going to believe that every year, honestly, until it happens. That's a crappy prediction, but it's inevitable. I think Grayscale is going to push it. I'll double down on my bet. We get it this year and Grayscale gets it. Or I guess there's a side bet here too, that we get a physical ETF and it's based on that $4.5 billion worth of Bitcoin that was recovered from the clown 2016 Bitfinex hack. Those are my two prophecies for 2022 now. Until then, we're just ranging, man. We're just ranging. A very long time ago, it feels like now, we said there's two possibilities. We could see something like this play out, have an ascending triangle, bull flag break to the upside. Or we see the more painful low break. So we break to a new low, and then we move back up. I honestly do not see any other scenario. How low this goes, I don't know. I would guess just underneath 2021's open. So really anything under 28K, you could see a wick to anywhere. But I don't think this resolves down in the macro. It's a good bet in Bitcoin to say that because Bitcoin rarely ever resolves down. And on the macro, has never really resolved down. So we're just waiting. I would honestly prefer to just see the bottom fall out. Let's get some capitulation and let's get the volatility back. This is so boring for everyone, bear or bull. I see people getting euphoric on Twitter in either direction, and it's like, guys, like, I hope you're making money, but either way, nothing has happened. It's like, we're still here. We're still doing this. The chart looks like crap. If you go back and watch my May, June, July content, saying the same thing, chart looks like crap, not gonna lie to you guys. Nothing super bullish. Really, the weekly, again, the only bullish time frame that we can find at the moment. We looked at this May, June, July. We said, hey, momentum is waning. Selling momentum is waning. This was on May 31st. It continued to do so until it did move back to an all-time high. Retraced. Now we're in the same scenario. Is it going to play out the same way? Possibly. But this is really it. The weekly, again, is the sole defender of the bulls. Every other time frame looking like crap. That's all right. I wanted to look at Opensea Hack stuff here. So this is, I guess, their response. Yep, today, just an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Our leadership, engineering, and security teams are communicating with effective users and gathering details. We continue to believe that this is a phishing attack organized outside of OpenSea.io. This is not the first big issue OpenSea has had this year, right? They had some kind of bug or exploit where something about listing prices, blah, blah, blah. People lost their NFTs. People losing their NFTs again. I'm not going to make a comment necessarily on OpenSea being the source of this or not. Phishing attacks are everywhere. I get them in my email every day. I get them in my emails that aren't related to crypto every day. Never click links, guys. Never click links in emails. If you get an email from OpenSea, go to OpenSea and look in your account for that message. Don't go directly there through a link. Never ever ever log in to anything through a link. Your bank, I don't care what it is. If you get an email, it brings you to a login. You don't log in. You click X and then you go to your bookmark and you log in that way. Phishing attack is a totally reasonable explanation for this. Like, I could see that. However, it's going to be hard for them to really sell that, as this is the second big newsworthy thing negative for OpenSea this year. Moral of the story, be very, very careful. Very, very careful. Don't log into anything. Don't log into stuff. Stay logged out. I'm just kidding. But not through emails, not through links. You gotta bookmark. Bookmarks are your best friend in crypto. So here's some news article I pulled up. World's largest NFT marketplace, OpenSea hacked. Users lost NFTs. They're really driving this narrative. That's what I'm paying attention to here. It's like we're seeing, I even saw some news articles that were like, is self-custody a good thing? Blah, blah, blah. And, OpenSea hack. Like trying to drive the narrative that people aren't capable of being their own custodians. And you absolutely are. You absolutely are. We absolutely are. And we absolutely have to be. We have to defend that right. We can't give that up. If we give that up, we are so screwed. Let's see what they have to say. World's largest NFT marketplace, OpenSea, on Sunday confirmed that it has been hit by a phishing attack. 32 users lost NFTs worth of 1.7 million. Rumors, bigger numbers are false, apparently. There's 200 million circulating around there. I don't know how they can really confirm that or not. They're actively working with OpenSea, something about their smart contracts. Yeah, we don't believe it's connected to the OpenSea website. Yeah, I don't know. We don't have the answer yet. We will probably. But this is the risk of all centralized platforms, period. And even uncentralized platforms. Phishing attacks, I mean, I don't know. If someone emails you and says they're from Ledger, they need your key. Log in, give us your key. I mean, like that can happen elsewhere. This is, if anything, a testament to, in crypto, we are our own banks, and so we are responsible. We need to be way more careful than a credit card or something. I was out with friends this weekend. I had a good time. Let's just say that. I didn't even know if I'd gotten my credit card back. I woke up, I was like, I have no idea if I have my credit card. And I was like, that's the least worrying thing ever. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to lose anything. That's the benefit of a centralized financial system. We don't have that here. That's the benefit, though. It's like you don't have to worry. It's kind of like child-proof, right? That's not reality, though. Especially not as we move into a decentralized financial world. Especially. We got to learn this stuff. And the people are like, oh, well, that's a weakness of crypto. We shouldn't have to, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing is, no matter what, we're going to have to do this anyway. Crypto or not, we're moving forward in a technological world. And that's going to bring new risks that we need to adapt to. We can't just act the same way and expect to be safe. There's going to be new attack vectors. People are speculating about like a Cold War type thing. I would say that's probably been going on for a decade now. It's just all data. There's no guns, there's no bullets, there's no bombs. It's just data. Data warfare. That's what we're seeing in the world right now, in my opinion. And that means you as the user you need to protect yourself. If you don't, good luck to you. Good luck to you, my friends. Let's get into some charts. I'll read what you guys are feeling, vibing with. Wanted to shout out, again, the Bitcoin 2022 conference, guys. I'm going to be there in Miami, April 6th to 9th. 6th to 9th. Come see me. Come hang out. Use my promo code CROWN to get 10% off. I'll see you there. There we go. Shill over. If you haven't smashed the like, guys, smash the like button, please. Please be generous with your likes today. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Join the Discord after the show. We're going to be doing airdrops as we do after every live show. You're going to get some free sats just for being in there. Discord link pinned to the top of the chat in the video description below. What other shills do we have? Patreon, but that's not till March 1st. Follow me on Twitter. There we go. That's good. That's a good shill, right? Yeah. In the RCC podcast tonight. Cool. Let me pull up the chat, see what you guys are vibing with. We got 300 viewers. How's everyone vibing? How you vibing today? Feeling good? Feeling bad? Thoughts about XRP? Can't say I have too many. What's up, Daniel? And Mad Professor. How you doing, bro? Can we blame LeBron yet? Should we? We have to take a vote. Do we want to shift the blame from Matt Damon to LeBron? I like LeBron more than Matt Damon, though. So I don't know if I want to do that, but if you guys are down, I'm down. What's up, Christian Gonzalez? You know, if you need anything down here in Miami, hell yeah, brother. I'll let you know. That's right. Matt Damon strikes again. Yo, Mr. Sharknado. Shout out. Everyone send your good vibes to Mr. Sharknado. Just had a beautiful baby. Beautiful baby. Wonderful. Beautiful thing. Perfect. Let's all send that baby our good energies, our good vibes. Great dude. It was LeBron. What's up, Fat Tony? Hello from Ireland. Hey, hey there, lad. How you doing? Crypto Poppy, what's up? All the news about XRP, Litecoin. What news is there in XRP? Oh, I saw something. I don't get excited about those kind of news things because it's like the question mark news. It's like there's something good, but it's like you wait till it's actually happened. You know, I do believe Ripple will end up winning this case simply because it's dragged on for so long. At this point, if the SEC could really nail them, they would have. They're probably not going to really be able to nail them. They're going to end up settling. They're going to pay some crazy fine, and then it's going to be over. My opinion, not towards XRP, but I guess towards Ripple has changed a good amount in the last 3 or 4 years. I don't have a positive look on it, but I will say what they're doing, battling the SEC, is important for crypto. I wish someone else could take credit for it, but it is important because this is how legal framework is established, is literally in order to get, well, I guess framework is rarely built, right? But so say there's an unjust law. The only way you can have that law removed or overturned is by breaking that law, taking it to court and winning. You can't just overturn, this is in the US, you can't just overturn stuff. So what Ripple is doing is creating precedent. If they can settle this case, that will be a huge step of conceding by the SEC. They'll have conceded a ton if they let them off in any way. Because they will essentially have taken away their power or some power in their next battle against whatever it is next. And that's actually a good thing for crypto overall. Doesn't mean I like XRP. XRP and Ripple are technically different entities, but my view on them is slowly becoming more positive as, I don't know, as that battle wages on. I think it's pretty obvious that they're going to win, or not win. They're not going to win because you're not going to win, but they're going to not get, they're not going to have everything thrown at them. They're going to get off with some kind of penalty, and that'll be that. That'll be that. Ooh, who subscribed? What's up, Fritz Allard? How you doing, man? Welcome to the club. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome. Monica McFadden. Take you to BC for the hangover. Thoughts on Web3 and Render? Honestly, you guys know me. I'm a slow mover in crypto. I don't like jumping on hot stuff. I only have NFTs that have been given to me. I bought the one Tonga one for $20 because it was for charity, and I liked the pictures. $20. But I'm a slow mover. Everybody was telling me I was just ridiculous for not jumping in all this OpenSea NFT stuff, and this is exactly why. I didn't know NFT or OpenSea would have these issues, but everything in crypto, it takes time. It takes time for things to cement themselves and for them to grow and really to be proven that they're going to last. That's why I'm such a big fan of older coins, because they've gone through that. They've made it through any super serious issues they've likely already encountered if you let enough time pass. They have much more trust in my book. But I don't know. Honestly, NFTs, of course, are going to be the future. I don't know how they fit into that future. Web3, I still don't understand Web3, guys. What is the difference between Web3 and my Oculus? Like, it really seems like a bunch of like gibberish in ways, doesn't it? I'm not saying Web3 is bad. I'm not saying whatever. What's the difference between like an Oculus VR room that we've had for a long time and Web3? It seems like the difference is the word blockchain. And I'll concede that's fair enough. Like, what's the difference between the financial system and Bitcoin and then, like a blockchain? But I just don't get it. It seems Web3, it just seems like way more hype than it is like anything. And I always have, my radar is always flagged by that. If there's hype that seems disproportionate to what's happening, I always get a little skeptical. I wouldn't doubt if it has a big place in our future. But at the moment, we don't really see it yet. It's like seemingly commercial business's way of getting into the space, maybe? Oculus works, Aussie G Crypto. You win for that comment. Boom. Yeah, but Web3 is supposed to be decentralized, Randy Fox. I agree with you. It's supposed to be, but we're not seeing decentralized applications of it. Like, they don't really exist at this point. So it is just an Oculus. It just seems like a fancy word to sell stuff, right? I like LeBron. He sucks. I don't know. I just watched him play basketball and I dig it. What's up, Ken? I was just talking about XRP, your favorite. Can the devs do something? I'll call the devs. Why are we all Satoshi exclamation point? We are. Web3 still 10 years out? See, that makes sense. That adds up to me. It just doesn't seem to really be functional. It seems kind of just like a buzzword that VCs are dumping money into left and right. DCA. I am a DCA ADA. Good for you. It's all hype words and marketing, mad professor. Exactly, man. That's how I feel. Would you DCA ADA? Honestly, no. Nothing against ADA. If we're asking me what I do, I would only ever recommend DCAing Bitcoin. That's just my opinion, though. You can absolutely DCA ADA if you want. You absolutely can. 2022 is going to melt faces. What's up, Father Braids, man? How you doing, brother? It's been a while. I have a feeling there'll be some face melting going on, too. I do, too. Johnny G, your portfolio is decimated. Was hoping to get out of 52 now. Looking unlikely. I still think you get a shot at 52. In my opinion. All of our portfolios are decimated, my friend. I don't even want to tell you. I don't even want to tell you how much I'm down, man. If I look at my portfolio's all-time high, which was probably in November, if not it was in April, I am down more money than I ever had before last year. I'm with you. Do I smoke cigars? No. I used to smoke cigarettes, and then I gave that up for this thing. Thank God. Of course, McFadden. Monica McFadden. I just like saying that. It's a fun name. That's all I do, guys. I'm open. I'm a perma bull, man. I don't see why you would be a perma bear on Bitcoin. I don't understand it. Doesn't mean you're not allowed to be. Doesn't mean I don't like you if you are. I got no problem with it. But I'm honest. I only ever share with you guys what I really think. I don't make stuff up. I don't hype it. I have gotten a little more clickbaity on the titles. I'll admit that to you guys. I'm sorry. I have, but YouTube demands it. YouTube just demands it. It's insane. You have to play their game. Let's take a look at a shorter time frame. At least you don't own time. I do not. Are we going to dump it here a little bit again? Or does I look at it? Sure. Zoomed into the 15-minute here. Wow, that does not look superb. Just not catching bids. I have an idea. Let's look at our funding. That's going to be an important factor here. What's going on with funding? This is so weird, guys. Funding has just been like neutral slash slightly negative for weeks. It feels like now weeks and nothing. What this means is bears are opening more positions than bulls. That's why funny is negative. These shorts are paying the longs to stay open. Through almost all of the history of funding in Bitcoin, longs have paid shorts to stay open. Interesting note. But with these readings being very neutral, 0.01 being neutral like BitGet, not a lot to take away here. OKX, for some reason, standing out. It's like a little heavier, 0.0179. That is more bullish than, say, the 0.000 here, but it's nothing to write home about. It's not like exciting. It's not deep enough. Not deep enough. Ooh, here we go. A little red. Solana daily weekly. What's up, Raylan? We can get to some other charts here. What do I think about QI? I have not looked at QI since I made a video of it forever ago. Can't afford a chat token for Anchor. Sodium, my friend, we can look at that for you. Actually, I got to keep track of the time here today. Okay, we have plenty of time still. We got plenty of time. I think we'll, what's up, Crypt Anon, we'll have another small downward action, then we'll start to pump, probably. There's nothing going on, man. Like, look at this action. Look at this price action. It's like drop, sideways drop. It's very weird. It's very weird. Weird price action. It just looks limp, doesn't it? It's just like kind of limp. And if we want to do just some flat out easy peasy analysis, where would we look for a bounce? Well, we probably wouldn't look for a bounce just randomly, right? Randomly, probably not. But we could look. We had a shot at it. Previous resistance from January, that's about 38.7. It's likely a zone. It's our 0.5 retracement, and it is our daily. Previous resistance could have been support, would have been support. I guess actually if today closes above 38.7, then maybe that support is held. It's not quite yet flipped to resistance as the daily is still open. But that's where we would look. We didn't get the bounce, so where would we look next? Likely down at our golden retrace, 30.73. That'd be not a bad spot to look for a bounce. Under that, we got 35,000. Got 35,000, and then well, I guess double bottom at 33. I don't think so. Double bottoms don't really happen. Neither do double tops. They're not real. They're not real. They're just a figment of your imagination. So there we go. Someone was saying like another drop and then up. I mean, that would fit this. I could fit like a test of that golden retrace, golden pocket. We could see this. Could see that. Close the day up above resistance, then just start selling off into the next day. Sure. But we are going to open a new weekly candle here, so that's actually where we should be paying attention. Not so much on this daily. What an ugly weekly. It's really no uglier than the previous weekly. It's like kind of equally ugly. It would be nice to see this weekly close with a little wick on the bottom. That would suggest that the bears weren't in total control of the price action here. So in the next 2 hours, 42 minutes, that's possible. CME opens, I believe it might be open now. I think it's 4 p.m. East. They have weird hours. I never can remember it. Let's see if they're open. Are you open? No. You are not. The 20th. Okay, so it opens at 6 p.m. East. Great. Right when the r/cryptocurrency podcast starts. But what we have seen is when CME opens, that hour before the next week starts. So CME technically starts its week 1 hour before Bitcoin does. They don't trade all weekend. But we've seen in that hour lots of price action recently. So I would be keeping my eyes open for that 6 p.m. That 6 p.m.-ish East for the move. If we're going to get one at all. And this is like super classic bear flag looking. I don't really trust super classic bear flags. Or bull flags. But let's just point it out. Super classic. Super duper. Nothing about that looking good. VWAP rolling over, momentum rolling over, money flow dipping even further down on the hourly. Where's the bounce? Where's the beef? Where's the beef bounce? The beef bounce. Yeah, not a lot of action. It's just weird to even see like it fall like this and then nothing. Like almost all of my crypto trading career, all these years, you'd see a drop like this and then you'd see it really quickly move back up and then drop again, like harder. That was very typical. Now it's drop noodle. Drop noodle. It's weird. It's very unlike anything I really remember. Change your name to Crypto Dennis. I still know who you are, brother. Have I considered a collab with Mitch Ray? No, not really, to be honest. Mitch Ray is a cool guy. Good TA. He's not as crypto-y as myself, but the man knows his TA. I've never really considered it. I don't think our energies are a good mesh. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I used to watch Mitch Ray a long time ago. Ella Sideways, what's up, Ecombs? Are you still making videos, Ecombs? I saw one of yours and I liked it. Joe Ryan, 10K on hand. 80K invested, and of course down. Would I look to buy on Coinbase only? If you guys are feeling bearish, right? If you're feeling bearish, if you think we are in a bear market, and you think we're going to see a prolonged bear market, we're going to see at least another 50% collapse or something, the only thing that you want to pick up is BTC. In my opinion, you don't want to be averaging down into small caps, into honestly anything but Bitcoin, because nothing does well in a bear market. And the difference of how poorly they do is huge. Bitcoin pretty much always, well, I don't know, hasn't not that much history, but Bitcoin has performed the best throughout the last bear markets. And so I would not be catching knives on alts. I would be looking to slowly, methodically, responsibly pick up BTC. Yes, sodium, yes. Eddie Dominguez, do I like XRP? I just had a whole rant about XRP. I wish I had it timestamped so I could send it to you. I don't have it timestamped. But I was saying basically that I have been a long, what's the word? Anti-supporter. I have not liked XRP. I have been vocal about it for a long time. And my opinion on them is slowly changing with their battle with the SEC. It's a battle that has to take place, and they're doing a good job of battling the SEC, and so that does kind of benefit all of crypto. And so I'll give them props that I didn't give them before. It doesn't look like we have a ton of history here, Sodium. What do you got? You better have some big bull div. You got some big bull div there. You got some bull div. You got that bull div on Anchor, man. You love to see it. But where is it at its retracement? Is it already like peaked out? It's already at the golden pocket. Already hit it pretty perfectly, actually. That bull div is spicy. Is it visible on higher time frames? That would be nice. Let's look at the bigger retracement. If I could see $4. I don't like this as a trade though, man. It has the nice bull div, but it's like there's not a ton of history. That history is not very bullish. But hey, maybe that just means value. You know, I could see this. What do you think about that? Entry of 162. Looking back up there, $4 resistance. You know the reality of this though, man, is no matter what, it's just like if Bitcoin takes a poop, this chart goes out the window. If Bitcoin rockets, this $4 probably goes out the window, probably goes much higher. But there you are, just for you, Mr. Sodium. Mark Young, inflation's at 20%. Man, I would say it's higher than that. They pay 19% APY. Gotta be careful with that, man. Gotta be careful with that, because what that really means is they inflate 19% a year. So you better be getting that APY. What happened to my face? I lost my beard. My electric shaver, which I usually use, crapped out on me, and so I used a razor, and oh man, I ripped my face up. I'm surprised I'm not bleeding. To be honest, surprised I'm not bleeding. Is what it is. I was earlier. Here we go. We got a little movement, a little life, kind of. Harrison, there's an interesting point, man. I feel you there. All the indicators are tanked. I have a feeling this red shizzle is over soon. That I could go back and find a quote back in June, July last year of saying, man, I can't lie to you guys, nothing about this chart is bullish. The weekly, a little bullish signals, but nothing is bullish. That is typically true at the bottom. I don't know. It depends. Are we desperate enough? Are we bearish enough? I will say, out of almost 500 votes, 60% of us are saying bearish for next week. That's very unusual for our channel. So sentiment is down. I woke up this morning. Of course, I didn't look at the chart at all yesterday. I saw that we had broken the low. We had broken the low like overnight, and I was like, man, that is so demoralizing. So demoralizing. And I bet that lots of you are feeling that too. So are we bearish enough is the question. I'm not sure. Good morning-ish, Mr. Tassio. Bullish crypto, what's up, man? Or brown. Always be brown. Do I like VET? Honestly, VET hasn't done much in a while. Isn't that weird? It's weird. There's a bunch of coins that never really did much this kind of round. And honestly, this is my honest opinion. I believe that's evidence that we are not done with the cycle. There's so many projects that just, like, I'll say it, like Litecoin, never popped off this cycle. I don't believe that we will see this cycle end until many of these projects have a move. I could be wrong, but that's my honest opinion. This is like, I genuinely believe that, and it's like evidence in my mind that this cycle is not over. We are not in a prolonged bear period yet. I'm not really sure where we are, though. If you go back to the beginning of this episode, you'll hear me talk about how this price action, this chart, it's not bull market-esque, but it's also not really bear market-esque yet. It could be painting out to be, but it isn't yet. It isn't. It still is like pretty far from that. Mostly because of November's high. Here's the thing. If November had been a lower high, so if it had been below 65K or whatever it was in April, then the chart would look almost identical to like every bear market start, right? 50% retrace, lower high, and you just see a series of lower highs, and you eventually tank. But bear markets have not started historically with an all-time high, like in the sense of an all-time high, then just falling down. If you go back and look at the charts, you can see that yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Maybe it's different this time, or maybe we're just seeing a crab market, something weird, some kind of new thing, some kind of new pattern. I don't know. Don't know. Ananas. Your point about metaverse like Victoria VR, I don't know. I'm not really familiar with any of the projects. I'm just kind of like speaking from what vibes I've gotten in the space. Say 60% of the time it works. Wait. 60% of the time it works every time. Close enough. Merlin, there's some good tip. There's some goodness, man. Merlin says you should not enter crypto with less than a 4-year timeline. Great way to get wrecked otherwise. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why people get wrecked, is they hear about these gains. Oh, the Dogecoin millionaire guy. They think they're just going to get rich tomorrow, and you don't get rich tomorrow, man. Nobody does it. It takes a long time. What is that on my screen? Oh, that's the sun. That's the sun. Weird. Looks like a freckle. I think they're going to get rich quick. It's just not the reality of life, guys. If you could get rich quick, no matter what it is, it would be unsustainable, because then everybody would get rich. And then nobody would be rich. Do you know what I'm saying? Here we go. A little red, a little movement. We're zoomed into the 5 minute here, guys, so keep your hats on. Harrison, it's accumulation the whole time. I could see that. Cody says May was the cycle top. 69K was an extended dead cat bounce from a... I have no qualm with someone saying 69 was the top, or May was the top, but extended dead cat bounce from adoption sounds like a bunch of words you just strung together. It doesn't really make sense. Like, a dead cat can't be fundamental. Like, a dead cat is simply because it falls so hard it bounces. So, yeah, no. It's a fine stance, though, Cody. I mean, I'm not going to have words with you about May. It's totally possible. Sideways market. As far as Randy Fox says, as far as I'm concerned, Litecoin and XRP involved the DeFi movement, and DeFi is what set off the new bull run. Bitcoin didn't really evolve with the DeFi market either. Russia will crash markets on Monday. I don't doubt that. I think they're crashing their own markets hard enough. I think they're really crashing their own markets. How long will their rich people put up with that, I wonder? Don't know. Way more coins this cycle. That's what they said last cycle. When we had like 5,000 coins, we had like maybe 100, and then all of a sudden we had 5,000. They all pumped. I mean, not all of them, but like, it's more true to say they all pumped than none of them pumped. Does a crab walk forward if it's drunk? I hope so. Extended cycles, man. There's nothing wrong with saying these cycles are extended. I think if we see 69 broken before the end of March, I think we can backpedal and say that the cycles are the same. If by like March we don't break 69, then I think we have to say, okay, extended cycles at minimum. You know, like we have to acknowledge something. I'm going to give it until Q1 is over. I'm going to give it till Q1's over. Here we go. Let's make these a little more perfect. Right to the trend. Okay, well, that's ugly. Let's take a look here at where we might be sent to if we break. Good enough. I'm going to try it from here. I want it to line up better. Okay. Yeah, 37. That looks right. Ba-ding.
I am trying to read between lines. Geopolitics. I am not a pro, but still wired that Russian-Ukraine unrest, and still they working on legalizing BTC. Canada proof reading to public about blockchain.
Hold on. One momento. We need a comma here. There we go. And of course, as soon as we get close, it's being a little dick. It's a nice little touch to that trend line, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, bounce, validated. Bam. Validated the trend line. It's not very important, though. Boring. Boring bounce. Okay, so what was that? You're trying to read between the lines, geopolitics. I'm not a pro either, my friend. So, just say now. But I'm more than happy to give you my opinion. How do I make this so, like... There we go. That's good. Okay. Still weird that Russian-Ukraine unrest, and they working on legalizing Bitcoin. Canada proofreading to public about blockchain. I'm not really. It's hard to interpret what you're saying. Are you trying to get the connection between Canada and the conflict in Ukraine right now? I mean, they aren't technically linked. There's just unrest. They're both examples of unrest, I suppose. Right? Save with crypto. You feel like March 2020. So keen to buy BTC. I was saying it felt like March 2020, like pre-March 2020, February 2020 recently, with the like just the global chaos that's brewing up. It's all like leading to an event, and we see oil prices are going wonky and what you drink. It looks like pee. It's delicious pee. Brought to you by Gamersubs. Gamersubs. Energy drink. That cat. That's a hard bounce of that cat. It's that cat has lots of what is it? Surface tension? What makes things bouncy? Surface tension. I don't know. Zombie cat bounce. Fair enough. What do I think of BC backers fractal theory? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Bitcoin retraces, alt season starts. If you think alt season is going to happen if Bitcoin enters a bear market or dumps like to new lows, I wish you luck. Honestly, if that's what you believe, I hope you do better in the next cycle, because that's not a good plan. It is not a good plan. Need to hit 24K to complete the double top. What? Mr. Jeremy Ragsdale. How you doing, bro? But I did this one. Amp Flexa, not really. Don't be rude. It's okay. People are rude to me all the time. Got thick skin. You drink 3 to 4. Actually, you know what, Randy? That's actually why I was so stoked to... So I say it's a sponsorship. It's not really a sponsorship. They don't pay me money. They just send me a lot of stuff, and then I like talking about it. But that was the reason I was so pumped, is I got to try this stuff, and I was like, this is better than... I used to be slamming Monsters. This is better, and I feel better when I drink these than Monsters. I was slamming those Ultras. Ultra Sunrise, that was some good stuff. At a loss. Into BTC, man. Johnny G, the only way to lose money is to realize losses. This can be up to you. Here's my advice for you, and for anyone feeling that same way. One, if you're feeling emotional, and I know it's going to be hard to be honest with yourself, if you're feeling emotional, don't do anything. That's what I always say. Two, if you go take a break, go for a run, I don't know, spank it, clear your mind, come back, you feel the same way, you have the same opinion, I should do this, I should do that, then you can do it. Don't do it in the moment. But one more caveat. Whatever choice you make, so this goes like for someone who's like, I don't have any invested, or I have too much invested and I'm scared. So like both sides, is whatever you're thinking, cut it at least in half. If you had like a certain amount you want to throw into the market, cut it in half. Cut it into a fourth. Cut it into pieces. Don't do it all at once. Goes for both sides of the market, buy or sell. Do it slowly. Do it mathematically and calmly. Don't make an emotional decision. People think they have to be all in or all out. That is like how you build emotion. What could be more emotional than all in or all out? Nothing. Nothing could be. So split it up. This is what I preach all the time. Split it up. You're too much in alts. You want to not be in alts, or you want to be in cash. Should you sell them for a loss? Don't sell everything. Don't 100% out. Maybe start with some small percent. You need to make this plan up. I can't make it up for you. You need to make up your plan that will allow you to remain logical, to remain emotionless, to remain like a robot. Be a robot. Do it like a robot would do it. That's my best advice. Abdelhafid Boukra. Guys, do not be shy to ask me for money. Okay. Give me a ton of money. Love you. I wonder what he meant by that. It's probably a bot. Derman4106. Do I use cold storage? Absolutely. I have multiple. You don't need multiple ledgers, but I have multiple. Yes. And I highly recommend anything that you're not using for yield, anything you're not using for yield, anything you're not actively in limit orders, take it off exchange. Boom. Doing great. I'm doing great too, Rags. Cal J, what's up? Macron and Putin agreed to Putin retreats. Boris Johnson, Biden has all spoken, and no war will occur. We pump for next 3 hours. Okay, I'm in. I'm in, buddy. Let's go. I'm in. If only the world was so easily resoluted. If only there were such easy resolutions. Nothing is simple. They'll change that tomorrow, then they'll change it again. Ooh. Hewitt, a buddy of yours, plays fantasy baseball. He has his own flavor on it with gamer subs. You're not a fan. That's okay. Trail Grenader. I have the grape Grenader. I'm not a huge grape fan. I will say there's definitely flavors I really like and flavors I'm like, meh. That's pretty cool, though. See? Small world. Small world. I don't have my own flavor. If I did, I don't know what it would be. Like Bitcoin. Bitcoin flavor. I don't know what that would be. Tastes very decentralized. Why hiding my beautiful eyes? It's for your protection. Warren Buffett said Putin is behind crypto. Dude, that's just gibberish. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense. I'm not even going to read the rest of that. Why would we ask Warren Buffett about the origins of crypto? That doesn't make sense. That's okay. Christian Joseph. Crypto's vaccinated, sure. Love you tons. Love you too. Mosin. Love you too. Ladder, trickle feed, DCA, exactly, sodium. Ladder in, ladder out. There we go, Cody. Now we agree. Ladder in, ladder out. Move slow. Move half as slow as you think. Move half as slow as you think. Move slow. Thank you, Joe Ryan. You do a great job. Thanks for watching, man. Thanks, Johnny G. Appreciate you both, man. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. Smash those buttons. Be generous with those buttons. We make content here, not every day, but we make it all the time. Hundreds and hundreds of videos, hundreds of live streams. And I would love for you guys to join me in the next ones. That's right. Can you have a backup ledger? You don't actually need a backup ledger. That you need to look into ledgers a little bit more. But I highly, highly, highly recommend. It is a must-have. It's not a must-have if you have $10. You know, you like signed up at Coinbase, you got $10 of free Bitcoin. You don't need a ledger for that. But if you consider crypto an investment, you should probably have a ledger. My flavor would be the cologne from the 90s. Cologne flavor. Super chats. I don't know why they're not. Jeremy Ragsdale super chat $20. Didn't say anything. Love you, Jeremy. I'm a bot. Angry imp face when you trade. Okay. That's exactly right, Merlin. If I take these off, it's like Cyclops, man. Would you tell Cyclops to take off his glasses in a nursery? No, that'd be crazy. That'd just be nuts. Don't do that. That's my preferred cold wallets and why. I'm a fan of Ledger. Why? Just simply because I don't know, I've used them for so long. They've been around. So they're the oldest hardware manufacturer. They haven't had any problems with their product. They've earned my trust. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know. The super chats, YouTube did something with the APIs where, yeah, I just like don't see them really. I see some of them. It's like very random. Please stream every day. Shivan Chu, please watch me every day. Man, dude, I used to stream almost every day. I did that for like a year and a half. You just get burned out. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to like come out here, repeat yourself all the time. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes. But I promise I will stream more. The more volatility we have, the more I'll stream. That's why I got on today. Market moved. Yeah, it's time to get in there, chat, see what people are doing. Greg Zilla, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? I didn't even see it, but I saw someone at you. Like Cyclops. How you? My Litecoin shirt finally shipped. Chemo and crypto. Finally, it's not here yet, but shipped. Can't wait. Ledger compromised your old email. Yeah, exactly. You can't forgive them for their carelessness. I mean, I can't argue that. But the email, like, to me, that is way less important than the hardware. So I understand. My trust would have been betrayed as well. Mine wasn't. I don't even know if they have my email. I don't think they do. You're moving off Gemini, put it into a Trezor. Cool. Cool. Do it. Take custody of your own assets. Do it. Diddly squat. Lots of naked point of controls untapped daily, weekly. Dude, this is weird market action, dude. Bitcoin just hasn't bounced. It's weird. Theo Roastiff. Yo, Tom, is Rob from Digital Asset News your father, Dan? Oh, that's really nice of you. He's a beautiful person. No. I don't think he's old enough to be my father, man. Oh, I forgot. I shaved my beard. I probably look like a baby now. I just lost like 10 years. Oh, yeah. Best quality. You're making me jealous. You're making me jealous. Here we go. A little spice. Guys, we are on the 5 minutes, so don't freak out when you see these candles move. These are very small moves. Extremely small moves. Don't get overexcited. Mr. Ragsdale, why'd you tip me $20? I appreciate you, bro, but like, why'd you do that? You didn't say anything after. Okay, let me check on this. One second. Podcasts. Okay. I guess we're going to be talking about Super Bowl commercials. Episode 5. Smaller discussion items. Cool. What do I think about Harmony 1? Had a really good call. Really good video on it a few months ago. I haven't gotten any alerts from it since. Not a lot has happened. Any opinion on SafePal wallets? I'm not familiar with them. That doesn't mean they aren't trustworthy, but it's not a good sign, so just be careful. Your wallet in a self-custody world is like the largest vulnerability. So you gotta be careful. Your entire face looks weird. Thank you, Diego. Appreciate it. I don't have a beard, man. And honest, my NFT on Twitter is so awesome. It's a render punk. 'Twas gifted to me. I like it. I dig it. I think it looks more like Alex Becker than me, though. Especially now that I don't have my beard. This will be back. Like, if it's already grown out since like we started streaming. I enjoy your streams, Mr. Ragsdale. Thank you, sir. Apparently, Boris and Biden spoken to Putin. You really think it's like that's the end of it, though, after all this? I don't know. I don't know if that's the end of it. I hope it is. That'd be great. I want the world to be peaceful. Thank you for all you do, Crypto Richie. Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate you. Possible we pump to close the CME gap. Well, we got an hour and 15 till that CME gap, till that CME opens up again. Very likely. Low volatility. That trend line held. The trend line held for now. Has anything changed? Not really. Limp noodle corn. Limp noodle coin. You look good, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. My face burns. Love your stream. Don't love energy drinks. Hey, that's fun. It don't bother me. That is fine. Let's see. 200 daily still untested. That bullish cross of the 20 and 50 did not play out well. That's why we are always careful. For whatever reason, bullish or bearish crosses in crypto tend to be magnetic to price. They don't tend to really do what they're supposed to. Someone was asking about Litecoin. Our Litecoin call was good, man, from the other stream earlier in February. Looking for, it was like 109 up to 122. Overshot. Now we're back to 109. Holding support here would be pretty good. Does not look great, though. The chart does not look great. Very rest of the market-esque. Not a lot. Kind of just chilling down at the lows. Shaving cream. I didn't use shaving cream. That's probably why. That's probably why my face hurts. Probably. Raul, I don't know if that was intentional or not, but you said Ethereum Classic is a goodbye right now. Goodbye. Goodbye. That was classic. There is music on. It might be too quiet, and I hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. That'd be funny, though. I'm sitting here singing to myself. LTC, BTC, it hasn't broken its low, so it's just sideways. Everybody wants there to be like, oh, there's definitive, yes, and it's just the whole market is sideways, and that'll change eventually, and it'll all change at once. But we're very unlikely to see that happen kind of like in one spot and not the other. Like it's all going to happen at once. There's not going to be time to think about it. You've been watching the Matty B piano streams. Yeah, I forgot about that. I wanted to do a satire of it. I forgot about it. Still would be fun. We should still do that. Love the chillin' vibes. Love you, brother. SYNCN. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is that up enough now, JN Arcade? Can you hear it? Coming up on 5 o'clock. We've got the podcast at 6. So we're not going to have too much more time. I know. Breaks my heart. Probably stream again tomorrow, though. Probably. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the stream yet, guys, smash those buttons. Please be generous. Please be generous with them. Cost you nothing. Jump in our Discord. After the live stream, we're going to do airdrop-ins. You can get some free sats just for being in there. All you have to do is verify. Very simple. Somehow people get it mixed up. You join the Discord link. It's pinned to the top of the chat. It's in the video description below. When you enter, you should be able to see like 2 rooms. One of them says verify. On the very first message, there is a checkmark emoji reaction. Just click it. You're verified. Boom, done. Helps keep bots out. Does a pretty good job, actually. That's all you have to do. Follow me on Twitter. Do we have 420 likes? I doubt it. No, we have like 280. We have not gotten to our 420 like goal. That's sad, but that's okay. We'll make it up in another stream. We'll get like, I don't know, 4,200, 690. Nice. Do I know D-Man? D's nuts? Maybe. Maybe. Tune into the podcast tonight. Should be a good time. Should be a good time. Let's see. Video. The links in the video description below. Check them out. We're going to be live again. We should be live again tomorrow. That doesn't even include the live podcast tonight. I know I'm a busy guy. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Probably have more energy tomorrow. I'm pretty beat today. But here we are. Bitcoin has traded pretty much sideways since we started. We have our obvious targets. We break 38K. We have our measured move down to 37.3. We have support there. It's the golden retrace of the larger movement. That's pretty logical. We do have time before the daily close if we can pull up to this 38.7, 39 level. We have a little more bullish look then. We have potentially, if that happens, we will have held, oh man, that is too much. We will have held the previous resistance from the end of January this year. We will have tested a support that could be decent. We're not there. We haven't really seen a bounce. But that's a potential spot. Below that, we'd be looking at that 37 range. Chart looks like crap. No other way to call it. Looks like crap. There it is. Ta-da. Ooh. Just as I say there's no bounce, then it clicks up. All right. Cool, but not super exciting. Not super exciting. I'm going to add this to the chart. Okay. Got the fireflies in heaven. There we go. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. Exciting. Do I follow Da Vinci, MM Crypto, Tyler S, Crypto RS, Michael Saylor, Crypto Zombie? I follow Michael Saylor. And I follow Tyler S. There you go. Jay, do I think Ukraine FUD is made up by Russia to bring Bitcoin down? No. No, I don't. I think as people say it is like related to Bitcoin, I think that's FUD, yeah, but I don't think that any of that has to do with Bitcoin originally, no. All right. All right. Remember when D's Nuts was running for president? What about CME gap? CME opens in 1 hour, 4 minutes. Keep your eyes peeled. That's going to be likely a high volatility time, as we discussed. Let's see. I think it's at 21 UTC, right? So it's, this hour closes, we have that candle, then the next candle, CME will open. Cool. There you go. There it is. Take your bets. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I love you. Thanks for watching. I'm going to pop off here. Join the podcast tonight at 6 on r/cryptocurrency. We live. Join us tomorrow. Jump in the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. You guys are the best. Bullish dreams, everybody.